So let me introduce myself, and then maybe we
Yes,
can continue the conversation. And I'll try to be as crisp as possible. Usually in webinars, that's the best possible option so that you can get your mileage out of it. So myself is Arijit Hattacharyya. I'm an Indian, and I'm from India, a city called Calcutta.
yes. Please,
I
please, please,
started my
please go
journey
ahead,
back
message.
in 1998 as an Indian entrepreneur,
Hello.
which is India's one of the oldest game development and virtual reality, augmented reality company. Then I floated multiple different ventures in my life, around nine ventures I have floated, among which I have got one venture which is mainly into investment banking. So I have got three different investment banking organizations. One is based out of India, and two of them are based out of Australia. In Australia, I run an investment banking company called Avenue Global with my partners, then another company called Supreme Corp with two more of my partners. In India, I run another investment banking company as well as a startup mentoring platform called Entrepreneur Space. I have been an avid angel investor, invested into quite a few startups globally, helping companies to grow, mid-level companies, SMEs and MSMEs, as well as large corporate, raise fund for them, give them business scale up. Just a small brief. I hold a couple of multiple position. For an example, in multiple chamber of commerce, I have been a past president or maybe the present president at the moment, as well as I'm a business senator in the World Business Angels Forum, which has got more than 105 countries present. And I'm a consultant to ADB and quite a few number of banks. I try to help them to understand the latest trends and artificial intelligence and ML that's happening, how they can adopt the same and they can grow. So let us, come back to our topic. I think it's a beautiful topic about talking about uh, digital marketing as well as getting customer. Let me first define who is your customer and who is not your customer. I think it will be easier. When you usually create any kind of app, I believe I'll be segregating my speech into quite a few different segments. I assume that you are a tech entrepreneur. Usually, a tech entrepreneur feel that I'll be making some kind of app and I'll upload that into a Play Store. It can be Apple, it can be Google, it can be any damn other local Play stores across the world. We have got more than 300 plus local Play stores or app stores. You feel that you are uploading it and then you are getting lot of traction. You are getting number of users. So you put that into a segment that these are your number of customers. Well, to be very honest, until and unless somebody is paying for your service, somebody is paying for your product, those are not your customer. Usually we as a human being, we feel that my app is for everyone. Let me break that myth. Usually what happens when you make any kind of app, usually I prefer to define my target group first. Is it something, some kind of group that is aged between 16 to 25 for your application? Is it someone who is from 20 to 40? Or is it the kids whose age is like maybe starting from 10 and goes to 16? Or is it for toddlers? If you don't define your target group initially, it might happen you get number of users, but you have very less amount of sales. So for me, whenever I'm making any kind of app, any kind of website, any kind of digital presence, it can be a simple Facebook page, it doesn't matter. I need to define my age group. So when you run a toys company, it's a normal physical toy. As a toy manufacturer, you know who is your customer. Your customers are the parents. Your target are the kids. So your marketing strategy would be for the kids. So eventually, so that you can get the parents as your consumer base. So the marketing strategy that you usually adopt is creating a lot of funny characters, colorful elements, a lot of attractive elements so that kids get attracted. But at the same time, you need to understand as a parent, when you feel that you want to buy that product must have some amount of cross checking. Those cross checking we usually call as certificates, which gives us a certification that these toys can be used by toddlers. It doesn't have any kind of chemicals, it doesn't have any kind of harmful colors. So those are the factors initially you need to define. Now, when you talk about your own digital marketing strategy, I'm just taking a normal example so that it will be really, really easy for all of us to understand how things can mature. Say, for an example, you are running a organic farm and you produce organic tea. Now you say, I want to scale up, I want to sell my product cross border, and I feel that I should make amazing package which will attract people and they will buy it. For anything which you feel that it should be exported or people will accept it, the first and foremost challenge for those manufacturing unit is they create a packaging without any kind of transparent packaging system. I mean to say, when you create organic tea and you say that this is my blue tea, if you put it in a teapot and a hot water, it will turn blue color because it has got some herbs which will give you so and so health benefit. Everything is agreed, you are doing massive work. But when you put the same thing in the digital world, you are trying to put the same dialogue that this is going to give me this kind of benefit, but it's not showing. The only sole reason digital marketing works nowadays on two, three various factors. First and foremost factor is how your package looks. Is it something which has got a transparent packaging system, which can allow a consumer to see through what is there inside and how much quantity is there inside? That's number one. Does your design qualify on that? Second part, when you go for any kind of food element and that is there inside, have you ever thought that you should put the health benefits and lab report in your digital marketing strategy? If you're not, please try to do that, because that's one of the key point when as a consumer I'll feel happy that okay, fine, these guys are transparent enough, they are actually giving me enough information to understand that their product is really, really health beneficial and these are the bodies that they have got certifications from. Third, the most vital factor, which target group you are targeting. So your ad, your posting should actually go with that. So it goes under neuromarketing as well. So like when you play with people's mind, so we usually think logical as well as creative, both. So when you combine both of your creativity as well as your logical sense, you need to understand first and foremost few of the things that is attracted to the human mind. First and foremost, color. Color is a very vital factor. When you try to put any ad in social media, I'll be very generic, then I'll go very deep into the topic. When you put any kind of post, usually we feel that the color is smooth, it's not actually giving any kind of hit in my eyes, so that is perfect, and that's the kind of packaging that I want. Well, in today's world, when you try to grab any other part of the world, you need to study and understand your localized market. What I mean, when you try to market in India, say, I'm just giving you a rough example, I'll go on with countries. When you try to grab Indian market, it might happen that if you put a lot of green color, people might not like it. Indians do have a different color taste. So you need to understand what is the color taste of the local market. If you try to do the same in China, it might happen they don't like the blue color. It might happen they will like the red color tone. So whenever you feel that you want to, you are good to go in digital world, first thing you need to understand what are the color combination that you're using. Forget about flashy and jazzy. It depends on your mindset and your marketing strategy, how you want to grab the market. Now, when you talk about getting customer, let me divide the marketing strategy into a couple of different factors. Of course, we all understand that we have email power. We can go for email blast. We can have a database. We can shoot mails. Maximum time it goes in spam. It doesn't actually, give you a good result. So the best option is create a PR team. Trust me, if you have a PR team who are actually doing amazing work connecting people, you don't actually need 1,000 or 10,000 customer base to connect with. Rather, you create a PR team or maybe two people PR team, doesn't matter, and give them a flexibility to connect at max 50 to 100 proper customers. Connect them, call them, talk to them, give them a cold call, doesn't matter, give them a social media connect, doesn't matter, ask them to put first and foremost thing, that is create relationship. Until unless you create relationship with your potential customer, sales might not happen. So in today's world, it's not about always push selling. It may not happen. In social media, when you're using LinkedIn is one of the best option wherein you can get professional network, professional connects. So LinkedIn do have a lot of different option wherein you can find localized people. You can go with the hashtags. You can go with the people description, search by companies, search by location, search by area. You can get those people on, send them a request, connection request. But whenever you do that, people usually miss a basic point. When an unknown person is sending a message or maybe a connection request, try to send a message with the connection request. Why do you need a connection? Is it something that you are looking for? You feel that this connection is required for such and such reason. People usually understand that and they accept, and that's how you can have a faster response rather than sending a connection request. So if you look at my LinkedIn for an example, to be very honest, I have got approx 25,000 connections in my first account and approx 9,000 in my second account. The reason I put two accounts is basically one I'm using for business purpose, second one I'm actually using for all my mentoring purpose. So whenever I'm using my connection, I have got more than, I think, I don't know, maybe 17,000 pending requests in my first account. The only reason is I don't know why they need to connect. There is no specific reason. So whoever is sending me a specific reason, I usually give them a proper response that, okay, fine, this is what I can do, this is what we can do together. That's one of the best option to connect with some person and know him or her in person and grow your business gradually. Second option is, of course, Facebook. When you look at Facebook, you have a very targeted, user centric, data centric, data driven, AI driven management structure. Whenever you are using a Facebook page, you have an option of getting a targeted 100 kilometers range of your consumer base. Use it. It's like one of the best option that you can think of to grow your brand. Now, Facebook page might not give you a lot of sales, but it is one of the best option to give you a brand building opportunity. And of course, Facebook for business is another great option wherein you can most probably start your selling. It can be any damn business. I mean, I don't care about your whether you are IT or non-IT, whether you have got some technology or non-technology. It doesn't matter. Technology for me, as per my understanding, is just an enabler. It's a catalyst to give you access to the vast world. So use it wisely. That's one of the best options that you can have. So let me talk a little bit about Twitter and of course Instagram. When you use Twitter, Twitter gives you a very limited number of words, and that limited number of words are very scientific. When you have a limited number of words to play with and hashtags to play with, you can actually build a great community. Listen, when you use all these social media, Instagram is for your pictures, your Facebook is for your creating your brands, LinkedIn for your professional connects, as well as creating your brand. Twitter is the best option wherein you can create a lot of mileage, get traction. There are bots, you can cross connect, you can communicate with each other. But the best option to do business is creating community. Until unless you have a community support, it's going to be very, very challenging to sustain in the present scenario. The first and foremost problem when you look at any getting any customer is when we get first or second customer, we forget to create a post selling communication method. Say for the example, you have a web designing company and you got a client and for which you created some website, and after that you got your final payment. You said thank you so much for the payment, and then you forget. Don't do that. One of the best option is when you're done with your selling, continue the relationship at least for the next 5 to 6 years. Just say hi, maybe ask him that whether his website is looking fine, whether he is running his service okay, like whether he is getting some kind of business that he is looking for, his desired results are optimized or not. If you do that, eventually your first or second customer will become your marketing office. They will feel good and they will actually talk about you. They will actually market about you. That's one of the best option that you can have. Now, how will you get your first customer? That's a challenging factor. I usually prefer to work on lot of demo work, and then send people that this is the work standard that we have, and we'll be more than happy to have you as a consumer. Now, uh, taking example of web designing company, say you have got 50 different demo and you're talking to your potential consumer. uh, Try to do it in a smarter way. Along with web designing, try to give a digital marketing strategy for that organization. Overwork for a little, it doesn't matter, it doesn't cost you that much, right? Say if your profit ratio is 20%, I'll suggest work on a profit ratio of 10%. Give the 10% back to the consumer of yours so that you can build the trust. So eventually, you're not losing money. Your 10%, you're actually investing to build your brand and your PR. That's one of the most important factor. Try to understand who is not your customer. Don't try to sell your solution to everyone. It might happen it's not your consumer base, it doesn't matter, right? It may happen your present country is not your consumer. It might happen that some other place there is a market, there is a sizable market size which you are missing. I'll give you a live example. One of my mentee company over here in India, they created a device for blinds to. So they tried a lot to market that product in India. Because of pricing range, they couldn't sustain properly. So what we did, I gave them a suggestion that why don't you skip India and let me connect you with some other market in some other part of the world. So that I did. So I connected them with the Russian market, and now look at them. They are one of the successful Indian startup in the startup history of India. So this is how things can mature and can happen. I can go on. I can give you another example from Australia. One of my portfolio invested company, they are into food technology business, and they are mainly into food delivery and technical solution for food delivery solution companies. So what happened? They used to do a lot of local business in Sydney area, and then they thought that they will be moving their base from Sydney and upgrade and uplift and scale up into various different part of the world. So what we did, we created a common platform for all food tech business, which can be adopted by any localized startup who are into the same domain. And eventually, they started getting partners across the world with the same platform, same domain, different kind of tweaking and technology. And it's a win-win situation for both of them. Like if somebody is adopting the technology from Nepal and they are from Australia, so they are giving all the support, all the experience that they have, as well as the platform support. So for a startup in Nepal, they don't have to create it from the scratch. Their costing became really, really low. They handshake with each other, cross-branded with each other, logo exchange with each other, and growth happened. So this is one or two example which I thought I should share with you guys. It's one of the best way nowadays. Instead of thinking that your competitor is actually taking a lot of business from you, rather you handshake with your competitor, do the marketing commonly, try to put common money together, try to understand what is not your forte, what is not your strength, try to understand what is your strength, and when you find your competitor got some strength which you don't have, handshake with them. That's one of the best option wherein you can grab larger pie instead of thinking that I should get everything on my own. That's not the way to grow in the market. um, Let me jump into some other platform like, of course, Google. Google gives a lot of flexibility, the AdWords, the kind of process that they have with Google Business. They have got super amazing cool stuff of verify any kind of venture, any kind of business, with decent amount of support system, decent amount of ad network support system. Please try to use that. It's really, really useful. But if you don't have a lot of money, I feel you can try some other method as well. It doesn't matter. When you have money, maybe you can utilize and use Google AdWords. That's one of the most effective. But when you use that, try to understand Google AdWord is not just for your only one product. You can utilize it to create your brand, come on the top in the list, and of course create your brand in such a way so that people are really, really happy. Now, when you feel that I don't have a lot of flexibility, I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to grab all these technical solution, don't worry. There is another best option that is there for you. If you have got some customer, try to get some testimonial from them. Try to put those video testimonial into your website. Try to use those video testimonial into all your social marketing videos. If you don't have video tutorial, it doesn't matter. Try to get some picture and a quotation of that nice gentleman and put that into your all social media channels. Try to boost it and push it off and get a grab. See, uh, say for an example, in some of your social media post is really, really doing good. Now this is the right time you should put money onto that particular post. You know why? Your invested money will be lesser, rather than if you feel that I should put and boost a lot of money to pump in one particular post. When your post is getting viral, if you put that as an ad, your ad unit cost will become lesser. So eventually, with a smaller amount, you can get larger deals. That's one of the best option that you can grab, I feel. I can go on, but I think that I have got only 30 minutes of time slot about the speech. Thank you so much, Evan, for calling me here, and thank you so much for the amazing opportunity that I am getting. Thank you so much.